Hey y'all. Today is day 4, and I had a really hard time posting yesterday for day 3. I shared a very real time moment, and I discovered that I don't love sharing real time moments. I knew that, but now I'm trying to figure out why that's so hard for me. And I woke up this morning just knowing instantly. I love when that happens, by the way, when you allow yourself a little time to process and you just get lost in your life instead of doing the loop and doing the spiral into your thoughts. It's so cool how different it is. When I used to be spiraling and running the scenario over and over again, I would wake up feeling displaced, more upset, more hurt, more all of the things that I didn't want, more lost, more confused. And I've been changing everything around so that I'm not doing these loops anymore. I'm breaking up with the loop. And so my entire reason for everything is awareness and teaching how powerful awareness truly is. Awareness of self, awareness of others, of situations, of emotion, of all of it. And so yesterday, when I shared the story I did, it was tough because there were some pretty personal things to other people that I needed to leave out in respect for them. And it was so much more than what I was sharing, but I felt that what I shared was enough that people would understand that feeling. And every time my old loop tried to come up, I paid attention to what was coming up, but I also rerouted it. I helped it to understand that's not what we're doing. We understand that, but we need to let this be right now and not create more hurt and more despair around what was happening. So I would pay attention to the thoughts. And whenever the thoughts came up, I found it was mostly perception of self that I was struggling with. I was hearing the video back in my brain and I was thinking, oh my gosh, you are so whiny. You are taking something that's not even important and making it important. And I was being kind of mean to myself. And instead of pretending I wasn't or just saying, no, 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 don't do that, I said, I see that you feel unsafe to share your true human feelings. I see that you feel unsafe to have emotion around this. I hear you wanting to delete the video because you are afraid of mean responses. And then I said, but it's okay. And that's why you're posting this. That's why you're doing this. Any mean, negative energy that comes up, you will be able to handle it beautifully. You will be ready. You will be able to dive into a conversation that you didn't even know you could dive into. And that made me feel really good and really powerful. And then I started thinking about how this moment will pass and I won't feel like this for long. And my opinion of the situation may change. And then I may have a hypocritical video out. And I started understanding. I just don't want to mislead anyone. I don't ever want somebody to think I was lying or that I was incorrect or that they operated off of something that I said when I wasn't in the perfect place to share. I take on a lot of personal responsibility, and I am able to finally let that go the more aware I become of my own personal fears and limitations. So I'm really glad that I shared what I did. And I woke up this morning understanding that I am breaking through layers that I have never been able to break through before. I am sharing more vulnerably and more authentically, and I'm allowing myself to be human in front of others. And I had to start realizing just how much of my hesitation comes from all of the things that I wrote about in book 2, Young Writers Day, Fragile Minds, and the Adults That Mold Them, as well as many other things. There we go. As well as many other things in my life, many experiences and moments where I just I shared something or I had a moment and it backfired in my face. And there were a lot of times where everyone else was allowed to have their feelings, but I was not. And I wasn't, well, back then, it wasn't that I wasn't strong enough. It was that I almost felt like the opposite. Like maybe I'm not strong enough to say what it is I need, or maybe I'm not strong enough to use my real words or to have a conversation in a heated moment or an emotional moment. But I was strong enough to carry the anger. I was strong enough to carry the emotions of everyone in the room. I was strong enough to be okay and to just shut down. And I was strong enough to be okay with whatever war was happening. But it turns out I wasn't okay. I was just burying all my feelings deep down and not processing and pretending that my strength was needed and was applauded and was something to be desired. And I started wishing that more people could be like that they could take their emotions and relax. And I think I just went so hard into being the opposite of what I saw that I didn't ever feel safe again to have a normal human experience. And I also saw all the times that I did explode and I hated everything I said and the way I said it and who I became in those moments. And I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to be like everything I saw. I didn't want to feel like that anymore. And that's when I started doing this work. And that's when I started really leaning into the idea that this was all for something. It was all to show me a better way to live my life. And it's been working, but it's not perfect. And some days I am going to say things that aren't perfect or are messy. And some things people will have a problem with and they will bring to my attention. And we will have these beautiful conversations around it. And I'm learning to allow that to be okay. And honestly, I think it's really beautiful. And it's healing pieces of my soul that I didn't even need healed. It's bringing things to light that I didn't even know I still had stored. So even when I share a really tough moment or just human behavior that isn't awesome, just know it's all for something. And it's helping me more than it's hurting me. It's building me in ways that I have needed for a long time. And it's completely changing who I am fundamentally in my core in the best ways possible. That is why I'm so grateful even for the hurt. Some of the hardest moments in my life came from so much pain and so much suffering, but the person that it built, she's incredible. She's the strongest yet most vulnerable person I know. And I really, really, really love this version of myself. And I'm really glad I shared it. And I'm really, really happy that I just pressed go. I'm so thankful for my friends that lift me up. I'm so thankful for this journey, for every single piece of it. Today, I'm going to go enjoy the heck out of this day. I'm going to go see some of my favorite people. I'm going to have some great conversations. I'm going to have a beautiful day. I hope you guys all have a beautiful day as well. And I hope that every time you pop on here and you watch one of these videos, it makes you feel seen and valued and understood. And it helps you to take some of those places in your own life that you've been struggling with and find peace and find awareness and understanding, empathy, all of it, kindness for yourself and for others and for the situation. My dream is that we're just all doing this together. My dream is that we all want peace within. My dream is that we start caring for each other better than we ever have before and caring for ourselves in ways that we could have never even dreamed before. And if this is even doing just a little bit of that, I've succeeded. And remember, no matter what is happening, no matter how much doubt and fear you have, absolutely nothing that is meant for you will miss you. It's yours. It's just waiting for you to grab it.